They let you monetize that?
Yeah, but in the past,
It's live right now.
It's live right now, by the way. But no one's in. We'll start here in a second. In the past, you used to be able to that looks good.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
The crop job is nice.
Crop job's nice. All right. Okay. All right. Welcome to another live Backcountry BSing. We have this is number 45, by the way. We're doing these live now.
Yeah.
F it. YOLO.
Yeah.
I don't have to edit them.
And Jason agreed to do it live.
And Jason agreed to do it live. So we were talking with. Do you give out your last name on the internet? Can I say your last name?
Oh, sure, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're with
Backpacking with Jason.
Backpacking with Jason.
Waugh.
Jason Waugh.
Oh my goodness, you said it right. That's good.
Yeah. Do people screw that up?
No, you did good. Dead on it.
What do people normally say? Wow.
Woo.
Wag.
Whoa.
Oh god, the spider's moving.
Dude, so you can't see it. There's a massive spider on the wall down here, and it's moving. Oh shit!
It's going into your computer.
Oh, God, it's going. All right. Before
You don't want to stop for a second?
No, we're good. My wife, who's probably watching this, is probably flipping out right now. It is a big one, and it's moving down my wall.
We need the cat.
You know, it's usually pregnant when it's that big. It's usually a baby. Just to let you know.
So before we get started, Andy and I are drinking the Maker's Mark Cask Strength.
Yeah,
and Mr. Waugh, what are you having tonight?
I have 1800 tequila.
Nice. We like
and
tequila.
a little Blue Moon.
Okay.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready now. So thank you first off for doing this, man. I appreciate it. It's always fun to talk to you.
Ooh.
And is that good?
Very good.
Well, it's really alcoholic.
Yeah.
I had two. Woo.
Yeah.
No, taste it. It's a lot of flavor.
That is good.
Yeah.
We figured with a Kentucky man, we should be drinking Kentucky bourbon, but we do that on everyone now. So, sir, I actually want to, if you're listening, we've actually done a BSing with Jason back in, I think, February or January.
With you and Jeremiah, where you came to town.
But it was cold.
After our overnight,
it was super cold. But we didn't really get into getting to know you as a person during that live stream.
No, we were just tell us about trips.
I got to say one thing. When I came and did that, that was the day Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, he died on the middle of the stream.
Yes.
Well, we was watching the stream.
Because my wife texted.
Andy.
Yeah, my wife texted me and said Kobe had died in a helicopter accident, and I remember you were just like. Your eyes.
I forgot
I'll
about
never forget
that.
Yeah, I'll never forget that.
That's
right.
right.
I wasn't a Kobe Bryant fan, but I respect.
Yeah.
Play basketball and everything, but my goodness, Kobe Bryant, and I was just like, holy cow, what a day! And then, a couple of weeks after COVID happened.
Yeah, we squeezed that in just in time.
It was like 2 weeks later, and everything.
But
happened after that.
I want to know the story of. One, how did you get into backpacking, and then how did you get into YouTube? But I want to start with the backpacking. How did you get into this thing?
Okay, so I was raised in eastern Kentucky. So if you go to the Red River Gorge, you go to about another hour east towards Virginia, and that's kind of where I grew up at. Definitely Appalachian Mountains. Okay. So as a kid, we would play in the mountains, play by the river, run around those areas. Back then, when it started getting dark, you just came home. My parents never worried about me. They never said anything. So us guys, girls, we'd all either go fishing, hit the river swimming. We'd just go, try to make a tree house, just goofing off, playing in the woods. So that's pretty much it. And then when I got into high school, I moved to Central Kentucky area, which was a big change. Cable TV.
Oh, what was the first show that you watched on cable?
Do you remember?
WWF Wrestling.
Nice.
I had never seen it. The only thing I had down home was Hazard TV, which had Ric Flair, Jerry Lawler, stuff like that. So I was like, what is this WWF? Oh, King Kong Bundy. Who is this?
That's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
So that was probably, And then there was an Arby's. I remember Arby's.
Oh, that was
holy cow. Yeah. I was like, oh my goodness. Arby's.
Are you a beef and cheddar guy or just straight roast beef?
Beef and cheddar.
Yeah.
Are you Jamocha Shake guy?
Jamocha Shake, big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Hell yeah.
Love Jamocha Shake.
Yes.
And I love that coffee ice cream.
Yeah, that is good.
Jason, you're getting a lot of shout outs in the chat already.
Hey, Thanks, guys.
If people want to drop, so when we do these live, if you guys want to drop questions for Jason or anything like that, at some point, we'll hit the chat up. And
so just real quick, Gone Feral with Squidly says, really like Jason's channel. This is hilarious. Brian Winburn said, finally some class on this channel.
Yeah, that's fair.
Appreciate that.
As the crow flies hiking, awesome backpacking with Jason. Great guest. Yep.
All right, so you moved.
I got to guest him in the Red River Gorge a couple weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, show him around. Yeah,
nice.
So he's a great guy.
You're
the Gorge man.
Yeah, you're the official tour guide of the Gorge.
I get asked, and I enjoy. I don't mind it. If I can get out just a day hike or spend the night or spend a couple of nights, it's fun. It's fun. So I enjoy it.
Sorry, I know how far are you from the Gorge again? Like driving wise?
About an hour.
Oh God, that's awesome.
That is so nice.
Yeah, it's so easy for like on a Tuesday for me just drive down there, hike out a couple of miles, stay, see a big vista, then pack up in the morning and go on to work. That's pretty sweet. I'm very blessed. Yeah.
We don't get that.
I was just going to say back to when I started backpacking. It's like when I moved to Central Kentucky, the Red River Gorge. That's where I never went to the Red River Gorge, living in Eastern Kentucky. Didn't even know about it. And so when I moved here, the buddies in high school was like, hey, we got this place in the mountains. So I loved it. So from high school to my 20s, I'd go out, and literally how I'd go out was just take a sheet and put my stuff in a sheet, wrap it like around a stick, like hobo style.
Oh my God!
Grab a cooler, put the stick right there with the cooler, and we carry coolers because it was places to go. When you're in high school, we go there and party and stuff like that, and hang out, and you're just goofing off as kids.
Mm-hmm.
And then in your 20s, you can just have a lot of fun. And the reason I still go to the woods is to make me feel like a teenager and just feel like a kid. But that was the way I did it. So then, of course, you get backpacks and yada, yada. I got into my 30s. I kind of got out of it. But later into my mid-30s, I started getting back into it. One of my buddies, Sean, had all kinds of great gear. And I was like, man, where do you get all this? And he's like, I shop on it. And I really never got online much. It was kind of new. And he was like, I started checking out different things. And then he had a hammock. And I was very envious of the hammock. And I said, where did you learn about all this hammock stuff? He said, this guy named Shug.
Yeah.
He said, check out YouTube. And I said, what's YouTube? And he said, get on an app on your phone, and he was like, get on YouTube and download it. So I did. I started watching Shug, and that really got me into YouTube a lot. So then I started really watching videos, and then I started learning about gear is light. I said, man, there's a lot of light gear out there. And so I kind of learned a lot of the new gear because I was very, late 1980s, late 1990s style backpacking to what's in 2015 and on 2014, whatever. There's a lot of, Cuban fiber or Dyneema, a lot of stuff that's much lighter. So I started doing that, started section hiking the AT, and I got into YouTube and that. And then it just started evolving pretty much after that, started meeting people, and
so
kind of just how it happened.
When you were watching Shug's video, did you get like a hammock based off of like stuff that he was talking about?
Definitely.
What'd you get?
Yeah. A war bonnet.
Yeah,
that's what we did. We started with war bonnet too.
Yeah. And which I really liked the war bonnet, but when I got it, I got a little too short. I got 10 foot. I should have got 11. So I always had that calf ridge in there.
Yeah.
And I hated all the tie outs and everything. So there was a new company that kind of got started called Dream Hammock. And they talked to me personally on the telephone at that time. But I was like, hey, I think it's Randy.
Yeah.
I think his name was Randy.
Yeah, Randy.
And I was like, hey, can you give me this and this on the hammock? And I've had it ever since. Freaking love Dream Hammock, man. That's a good hammock. My buddies all have Dream Hammocks. So, yeah, good company in Ohio, I think, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, they're fantastic company.
So what made you pull the trigger on creating videos?
Well, I was going to section hike the AT. So me and a couple of buddies started doing it, which I'm at mile marker 500. This year got kind of knocked out on me because of COVID.
But you had some epic trips, which we'll talk about later.
We'll get to those.
The AT from I'm right in Virginia is pretty much where I'm at. So I've got through the Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee. Man, those areas are incredible. Yeah. I mean, absolutely incredible. The views, the scenery. I could see why so many people want to do that trail. And water is like, I mean, you would go probably over 8 miles before you come to a water source.
Yeah.
Usually it's even shorter than that. So there's plenty of water, great camping. When you go through the Smokies, you go through, see the little ponies. The little ponies I haven't got to yet. I'm really looking forward to that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but that's in the Virginia.
It's in Virginia,
but
yeah.
Wait,
yeah.
I thought that was like mile marker.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm at 400 and something.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's around there.
Yeah.
You're getting close. That area is sweet.
Oh, it's like like I'm in Damascus area. So
yeah.
So have you been over Roan Highlands yet?
No.
Okay, so you're almost there.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Like
sweet.
maybe 30 trail miles, something like that.
Somebody can put it in the chat, like what mile marker is Damascus at on the AT?
You got to be getting
Or
close.
Damascus to the ponies.
Damascus to the ponies is like 30 miles.
20 or 30 miles.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm right around that.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet. I forgot.
But that's what I
that.
wanted to document my journeys on the AT. So I started doing that and YouTubing it. And at the time I didn't have no subs or anything, so it wasn't. And you start talking to people, and I enjoy that. I enjoy the comments. I enjoy the talk back, and you learn a lot of things too from people. And so that was pretty much why I wanted to YouTube. But it really evolved into more than I ever imagined, to be honest with you. I just wanted to show people a lot of the Red River Gorge and the Appalachian Trail and show them some of the stuff that, I kayak and some other crazy things I like getting into. And sometimes my Kentucky buddies, they're a little shy to be on TV. They say some stuff every now and then. They got a running joke with me. I'll go ahead and say it. So anytime I try to camera, most of the time they're just like, "These nuts." They just keep saying, "These nuts," or give me the bird, give me middle fingers.
You gotta
so
do
I don't ever put them in. I'm like,
do.
I got you.
That's
guys.
pretty
I will
funny.
put you in the video.
You got to do a lot of editing.
Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Y'all got Sam. Sam does a great job.
Yeah. We've had to in our previous pre-YouTube trips, you might not have been able to be PC enough to make the final cut, but Sam now knows when the camera's on.
Sam flips into like educational mode.
He flips into like being appropriate when the camera goes on. So
That's awesome.
we've trained him over the years. That's pretty funny.
Sam's a great dude, man. He was a fun time out there.
Yeah,
he had the warbottom hammock too.
Yeah, we've been backpacking with him for like 10 years now. So he's slowly over like 10 years. We've like bitched enough to him that he's got like legit gear now.
We tell this funny story about Sam. Sam's girlfriend came to us before Christmas, asking what to get him backpacking related. And Kevin and I have always given Sam crap because he's got this stainless steel mug he's had for years.
He's had for 10 plus years.
And so we like picked out like a Tokes titanium,
a nice
500
titanium
milliliter
light mug.
And so we're like, this will be great because Sam can finally get rid of this stainless steel big ass mug that he has, save some weight. And so she gives it to him.
He just brings 2 mugs now.
He just brings both of them.
No way.
Yeah.
That's sentimental to him.
So we're adding weight to his setup.
Yeah, so we actually added like 4 or 5 ounces or something like that.
I remember that.
We're like, why did you bring both?
You know what though?
But he had a valid point,
and I do
we
this
do it,
too,
and I do it
sometimes.
too, and I do it too, and he's absolutely right. He wants a mug for his coffee, and he wants a
or
mug
just drinking,
and he wants a mug to make his food in. So fair.
Yeah, I can see that.
And we do that too. We do that too.
So this brings up something I also wanted to touch base on with you. You are known for bringing good food.
Oh man,
you're known as the guy that brings bear.
Yeah, and we appreciate that.
Nobody died.
Yeah, we were so on it when we went.
We didn't get trichinosis.
We did we went on an overnight with him and Jeremiah Stringer, and he brought some bear sausage, and we were paranoid we were going to get trichinosis the whole time. But you did cook that well. You cooked that crispy, and I was not eating it though. Like seeing it cooked, I was like, we're good. I mean, you cooked it like you do a sausage where it was like fried, and that sausage, it was very spicy, which I liked. That sausage was really good.
It was not gamey at all.
Yes, whoever put that together definitely put some spices in it. And like 2 weeks before that, I shared some with Tim Watson and Karate Josh and Jeremiah and Lance and a bunch of them, Josh Eversole. at oil creeks.
Mm-hmm.
And
right.
I don't think I didn't cook it as long as we did ours. Like I just made it like
nice.
sausage.
They all got
So I was
trichinosis.
like, I told my buddies, I was like, Andy's told me that there's a thing called trichinosis or something like that. And they was like, yeah, man. He's like, you have to be careful for that bear meat. Like, you got to really cook it. So then I was like, oh, God. So,
Oh, shit. I gave Tim Watson trichinosis.
So if they're listening, sorry, guys.
No, he got through it by now.
No, they would know by now if they got it.
Yeah. So all's well.
No, that was first time I'd ever had bear. It was funny though. After we got back from that trip, I was like, shit. So I actually did some research on actually like how many bears have trichinosis. And it's not like, I mean, it's high, but it's not like, I think it was 35% in the one study I read. So
didn't we learn that it was a myth that it was like more prevalent in bears than it is other like types of animals?
I believe that is a myth. Yeah. I think it's equally as prevalent in other
we just
animals
eat
too.
Bear more than we eat raccoons or something.
But that was the only time I've ever had bear, and I thought it was delicious.
Yeah. Now I want like a bear shank.
Like a bear shoulder.
We'll put it on the smoker.
Do like pulled bear.
I think I can get some hamburger. I do think I can get some hamburger. Yeah, some bear hamburger. I don't know what he spiced it in.
I think
he supposedly spiced it up too.
I mean, I don't know when bear season is, but I think there's a spring bear season in some places.
You got some big bears down there.
Yeah, you do.
You got some big bears.
Closer to where, like, Jeremiah lives on the border, real close to the Tennessee-Kentucky border. Now, Tennessee, their black bears get big. Mm-hmm. They get real big. But the ones, like, in Georgia and Kentucky, they're a little bit smaller. But the farther south you get, the bigger they get. They just got more room to roam.
That makes sense. That makes sense. See, we technically don't have bears in Ohio, so it's not something we like. It's exotic to us. I
had to look up in Oregon if grizzlies because I was worried about that.
Do they have brown bear?
No,
just black.
No.
That surprises me actually.
Because I thought like grizzly is like a coastal bear too.
A brown bear is a coastal grizzly.
Okay.
So they have them in Northern California. I didn't know if they'd made their way up into Oregon. No.
Wikipedia.
hey man, that's our source for a lot of stuff too.
I don't know. It was like no grizzlies, so I was like, okay, forget it. No bear spray. Yeah, we're good.
So okay, let's talk about you going out west. So I know you have done Colorado before. I remember we talked about this. Was that last year?
I've done some of the Pikes Peak area, and then I've done Lost Creek Wilderness.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's part of the CT. I remember we talked about that.
And then Holy Cross Wilderness.
Yeah. So, what?
Out of those three areas, like we've only been to Lost Creek, which was amazing. But out of those three, what did you like the best?
Holy Cross.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, those rocky passes looked amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely rockier than where we were.
It was incredible. Probably some of the best scenery I've ever seen in my life. I mean, even though you're having problems breathing, you got a smile on your face.
Yeah.
I mean, you're looking at something that you don't ever see. It's so big. It's just so massive. You are looking to the right of you of a fast running creek. You look up here, there's a waterfall. You look over here, it's snow-capped mountains. You look behind here, it's a lake. It's just scenery, just blasting everywhere. And it's a fun hike, but you can't breathe. It feels like you're breathing through a coffee straw. And, for me, Kentucky is 1,000, 1,500. And then we're going up there. And then you go to the other, it's like, we was up above 11,000 for 4 days.
That's crazy.
So, that's high.
That's
high. We were above 10.
We were above 10 for most of our trip, but not. What was the highest that you got it to at Holy Cross? Was it close to
12,600, maybe something like that?
Wow.
That's where we couldn't do the pass.
Yeah.
That's where we didn't get up and over that one. So.
Do you wish you would have done more than 4 days?
If I did, I would have to go down.
Yeah.
And just get myself acclimated a little bit. But by that third day, I had like a little blood coming out of my nose and stuff like that.
Wow.
And then Karate Josh had a little bit. So, and then Tim was feeling ill. Adam felt ill.
Dry too.
That
causes that.
One tip I will say, man, is because it was the 4th of July, we got pretty drunk. And I highly suggest not to drink up at 11,500 feet of elevation, because the next day you feel really rough. And I had me and Jeremiah karate drink a little bit up there. So
we did not bring booze to
because
Colorado.
we didn't want to carry it.
We were out there for 100 miles. We didn't want to carry it.
So the hangover was like 5 times as bad.
Oh man, it felt like and we had to go up and over a pass.
Oh.
So I walked about 50 feet.
Did anyone vomit?
Take a break. 50 feet, take a break. 50 feet,
50
take a break.
That sounds awful.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Karate Josh, man, he is just no hike and pose. He just walk up there. You know, I'm so jealous of how good of shape he's in.
Yeah.
And but to be honest, I would do that in a heartbeat. Go back to Holy Cross and go. They got these lakes that you can go to. So at the beginning, there's a lake, and then you go on up, there's a pond. And then when you get up to Falls Creek Pass and you get up over it, there's like 3 more lakes that you pass, and then like another pond. So that stuff is like everywhere scenery out there. So yes, I would say that one's the best so far.
It didn't look like from the videos that you saw that many other people.
Yeah.
Or did you just not film that?
We didn't really see that many
Which
people.
surprised me. Because when we went to Colorado, it was like nonstop.
Packed. And we seen people day hiking a lot. And we met some people when we did our lunch on the first day. Mm-hmm. But once we started getting over the pass, you know, the people got smaller and smaller to where it was like maybe 1 or 2 here, 1 or 2 there.
That surprised me.
But, you know, when we went up and over the pass, we went the wrong way. And we was kind of, you know, I had to take off my backpack and hand it down to Jeremiah and crawl down these rocks. And he had to, you know, go through snow and everything. And then on that trip, you know, we went to do the second pass and we couldn't ever get over it. You know, there was just too much snow. We passed people saying, hey, we can't get over it. Y'all better turn around. And we're like, we'll go check it out. And we passed another guy who said he was coming up over it and he just slid down it. And I was like, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
And
I want to talk to you about that.
Yeah.
So did you guys? I was trying to think about how that happened to us, or like during the trip planning phase. Did you guys know that it would be a possibility?
So I called down there.
Okay, so you did actually like do some intel and try to figure out what's going on.
Yes. So they told me at this time of year it's probably all gone away.
Yeah.
And
so they lied.
told me. They said they haven't been out there in a month, and they said it should be gone. And the first pass, you know, there's a lot of snow up there, but it wasn't anything that we could walk around or do something like that. But that other one, I mean, after we done walked 3 miles up in that kind of elevation, and it was steep, and we get to that point, we're looking at that, we're in that snow, we're looking at it, we're like, it's just not doable.
Yeah.
Man, we had a storm coming up over the mountain. So we decided to turn back around, probably in the 40 degrees, ice, rain. We go and stop and put a tarp up and build a quick fire underneath the tarp area.
Wow.
And we built fires out there. And then I had like 2 people email me, hey, there's a fire ban.
Was there?
I was like, oh, I'm sorry. You know, I just emailed it back. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I checked on fires and I thought we could and everything. But it was like, no.
We didn't do
like,
fires. When we were there was not a fire ban.
No, there was.
Oh, was there?
There was a fire ban.
We didn't do fires at all for 6 or 7 nights.
And it was.
You get used to it. Not having fire.
Yeah.
So I wonder, like, too, if normally, like, if there wasn't COVID, if there was more traffic on the trails, maybe that snow would have been packed down a little bit more over time, and maybe like this time of the year, it's a little bit more.
This is coming in.
Oh,
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I was surprised when you said. Now, granted, you're further into Colorado. Like when we were there, we started, you know, much closer to Denver and finished at Breckenridge. You guys are further west in the state, so maybe that's why. But we saw people like left and right. But I didn't think maybe the COVID thing. Maybe that's why you didn't see that many people. But normally, like mountain bikers too, like tons of those.
My trip to Oregon, and I just got back from that last weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So are we ready to go to Oregon?
Well, yeah.
So let me tell you something about it real quick. With the COVID, that place was packed. Now, I will say in Oregon, pretty much 80% of the people on the trail had masks on.
Really?
Whoa.
On the trail had masks.
Is that a requirement?
When I say 80%, I mean 80%.
Was it a requirement? Were you supposed to?
All I knew is you're supposed to wear them in the stores.
Right.
And
That's what we have here.
But, everybody had them on. And I was like, wow, man. I was like, but everybody was so nice. Everybody was like, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everybody was super nice.
I
Sorry
know,
if I jumped ahead. Though.
No. I have a question too.
So much.
Yeah, McKenna is so much better. Okay. When you guys went to Colorado, did you fly in and then start hiking on the same day?
Nope. We drove to, I think it's called Vail.
Oh, yeah.
Vail, Colorado. So we went there. Great town.
Yeah. We've been to Vail.
Yeah.
And small and very, outdoorsy.
Yeah.
Right.
So we stayed there for the night, and then we met Adam up at the trailhead. We had 2 cars.
Okay.
Adam was on a different flight, and so he got a rental car. So that way we didn't have to do that 7-mile hike uphill like David Gray. And David Gray, holy smokes. He was such a help. He did this trail.
Yeah.
I asked him for some advice, and he sent me like a 4-page email.
Oh, he's the best.
Yeah.
Information. The best.
Yeah.
The best. And David, if you're watching, thank you so much. I've thanked him 100 times.
Yeah.
His information he had was so vital.
Yeah.
So vital.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Because, out there, out west, those trails go everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And before you know it, you're like, man, where am I at?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So you, when was the Oregon trip planned in relation to this? Or do you just know you're going to go back to back? Because you couldn't have been home for that long.
Me and Tim and Karate and Jeremiah and Adam, well, not Adam yet, it was just us, planned this like in February.
Wait.
Like before COVID or anything.
Wait, who did?
Planned to Colorado.
Oh, okay. Who did you go to Oregon with?
Kentucky buddies.
Okay,
cool.
4 more of them. There's 5 of us that went.
Nice.
With that. Those guys I do the AT with, and I've known them all for over 20 years.
Okay.
So we do lots of trips together. Lots.
Okay.
Many stupid things with those guys.
So where did you go in Oregon?
We went to Bend. We flew into Portland. Bless their heart.
Bless
Everybody needs to stop.
This is not an opportune time to be going to Portland, man.
We need to have a drink right here for Portland. We just need to raise it up for Portland. When you get there, drive into Oregon really fast.
Get out. Portland is on fire right now.
Holy moly, man. I had 2 of my buddies that went downtown to check it out.
So you tell me that.
Oh, my goodness, man. It is just, everywhere you go, it's destroyed. I mean.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, it is homeless everywhere, destroyed. It's windows busted out, spray paint everywhere. Yes, everybody say a prayer for work.
That sucks.
How far from
Bend, Oregon was like 2.5 hours, 3 hours away. That town is a 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
It is. I think Oregon State is the college there.
We know some people in Bend.
We do?
Beavertown.
Yeah, we follow some. Well, sorry, we follow some Instagrammers in Bend.
I was like, I just know Rogue Brewery is there. There's a bunch of really good breweries in Bend. And Mount Bachelor, the ski resort.
We went to eat before we hit the trail. We stopped at this little diner, downtown. And I told one of my buddies, I said, there's a house there for sale. It's kind of a little dumpy, but, it's still in a good area. I said, why don't you buy that, man? We'll have a nice place here in Oregon. We backpack and everything. I looked it up on Zillow, $740,000.
In Bend?
1,700 square feet.
I didn't realize Bend was that expensive.
And it's not even like bricked or anything. It's got like hardy board. Like, it's not even hardy. It's some kind of stuff they used back in the 60s. Hey, I don't even know what you call it.
Hey, Dick, my house is hardy board.
I like hardy board.
You build houses for a living.
Yeah. I was like, it's not, that's what I'm saying. Hardy board now is like concrete.
Yeah.
That stuff is like some kind of wood, maybe. I don't know what. But I was shocked to say $740,000. Man, that is insane. But that town is so nice. Everybody was super nice. Everybody on the trails was nice. I mean.
So did you go to the Three Sisters? Did you go to, where did you go?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, So in Bend, there's many places to go in Bend. And so what we did, we went to the Green Lakes. And if you go to the parking lot, it's only like 5-6 miles to the Green Lakes area. And there's 2 lakes and a pond right there. So you go there and then you just get a campsite, but you got to stay there, So they got them like 1, 2, but there's like 30 of them out there. So luckily, we had multiple people tell us we got the best campsite in the whole lake.
Nice.
I guess because we was there on Thursday morning. So we had a campsite, plus we had a little hill that you go on top and had a vista, so you kind of see the whole lake.
That's
and everything.
Awesome.
So we set up camp there, and then, during the days we'd go hike and do things. But so we was going to go see the South Sister, and there's a trail that goes up. I told the guys we should go scout this trail out. They said, nah, we got it. It's on all trails. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? So we go up the mountain, and you start going up the mountain, and usually, out west, you start walking, and there's really no trails. You got to look for those cairns with the little rocks, stacked up, and say, all right, that's my blaze. I'm going this way. Yeah. So we start going for a while, and I was like, I don't think we're in the right spot, And so we're going up this mountain, and this is like no trees. It's just rocks, screet, and boulders.
Oh, God.
And so I see this guy way, way over on another mountain. He's waving his hands. He said, the trail is over here.
No
The trail is here. What we was on is the climbers trail. And over there was the hikers trail. Didn't know there was a climbers trail.
All trails.
So,
Gotcha.
So we go up all the way up to like this one top area, and me and Derek is there. I've got two buddies who go across the snow. They go up this other way, get stuck in between the snow. They either have to go up and around or go across the snow. If they go across this snow, this is just like this, about 200 feet down. You can't walk across it. They stick their hiking poles. Now, we don't have crampons.
Yeah.
We got trail runners. They take their hiking poles and stab it to the wall of ice and walk across it like face first.
Wow. So why didn't you do that in Colorado?
Yeah.
It's straight up. I'm not doing that. I didn't do it there. I didn't do it there in Oregon. So me and Derek are up there on top of this mountain on a 45-degree, and my other three buddies are there. My other three are like, I said, we're way off the trail. The trail's way, way, way over there. We are here. And they're like, we're going to keep going. Me and Derek are like, we're going to go down and try to go up and around. Me and Derek go up and around, go all the way back down, meet other people, tell them, no, the trail's over there. And so we get back on the trail. We go all the way up to the top of the mountain, and I see a guy going down the snow, sliding.
Oh.
He has an ice axe.
Is he trying to self-arrest?
He's going down just for fun. He met my other buddies. My other buddies passed him up there, and they said, no, we seen him. He said he's going to slide down the mountain.
The glissading?
No, it's self-arrest. Glissading is where you slide down, but if he's got his ice axe in there, maybe.
Okay.
I don't know.
He turns it this way. He was turning it this way. I got a little video of it. He's got his feet like going out with the crampons, slowing himself down.
Did you film that trip?
Yes.
It's not out yet, though.
No.
Okay. No, it's not out yet.
Okay.
And he, man, I have to admit, that's one of the most badass things I've ever seen in my life. I mean, him sliding down that snow mountain, and I know how icy it is, and him just using his feet and using an ice axe, I was like, that's a man.
That's a man.
That's awesome.
That's pretty funny. That's a man.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
So my buddies end up, I don't know where they're at. I don't know if they're alive or dead at that moment. They stayed on the climbers trail where with no crampons, no ice axe, no nothing. And me and Derek slid down the mountain, went back up, and came back up the mountain. So I'm about 2 miles to the top of South Sister, and I'm like, and it's packed. There's about 100, 200 people up there. And if you want to know 6 feet apart in COVID, that wasn't happening there. No. So I was like, I ain't walking all the way there. I'm not doing a 4-mile trip. I was like, this is it for me. After I walked up, came back down. And my other 3 buddies got up there, though. But they was like, man, it's elbow to elbow, which surprises me on that one. Yeah. And there was a lot of people out of Oregon, not like the Colorado.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people. But, yeah, man, those views, my goodness. Like, it's only like 9,000, maybe 10,000 something to the South Sister, but man, you're just so wide open.
Yeah.
Like at the gorge, when I go off trail, I got a tree or a rhododendron or something I can grab hold of. There's nothing to grab hold of there. It's all
volcanic rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, lava rocks everywhere. You pick up a rock, it don't weigh 2 ounces.
Yeah.
It weighs nothing. But yeah, I like tossing. There is rocks out there, and I take those rocks and throw it on the snow and see if I could, just see if it'd roll all the way down and stuff. Yeah, just act like a kid. But it's pretty amazing up there, man. And that being up on that mountain, going up that way, I was like crawling to get up that on the wrong side, just crawling because the rock would slide. And it was one of the most thrilling and exhilarating, and coming down it. I mean, it's just straight down. So you just slide in spots and stop. And it was, it was awesome. It was awesome.
Did you like the Oregon backpacking better than Colorado?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
That's why I asked.
And you know what?
The elevation's got to play into this, making it easier to hike. But maybe the views aren't quite as good as Holy Cross. I don't know. I've never been to Oregon.
I've never been to either of those places.
Yeah.
I mean, Oregon is magical.
Yeah.
And then Colorado was just like, wow. It's like, boom, just boom.
Yeah.
I would probably say
you don't
Colorado.
have to pick. Yeah,
Colorado. I'd probably say Colorado.
He's got to pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to probably be Colorado. Man, that's just, the elevation gets you, but I mean, just how many times are you going to be at a place like that? I mean, it's just insane. And I highly suggest you two to make to do a trip there.
We're West Coast, right?
We're West Coast now, backpackers.
Yeah, since our sister lives in Nevada.
Yeah, I mean, that's another place that's sweet, is the Northern California Lake Tahoe area. Has fantastic backpacking as well.
Our next trip next year is either going to be Washington or Northern California.
There's some awesome stuff in Washington, in the Cascades, on the PCT, the Mount Hood loop that everybody does. That looks pretty awesome. Bryce did that too.
The Wonderland Trail area.
The Wonderland Trail. Yeah, you should do the Wonderland Trail.
Humboldt County.
Yeah.
Around that Northern California.
The Green Triangle.
That's not
That's Humboldt County.
But not in Washington. Isn't that California?
No, Humboldt County is Northern California.
Yeah, Northern California, not Washington. Yeah.
But isn't Humboldt County California?
Yeah, Northern California.
Yeah. That's why I thought you were saying it was Washington.
No, the Green Triangle.
Murder Mountain.
Have you seen that?
Have you seen Murder Mountain?
Have you seen Murder Mountain on Netflix?
My buddy used to live there.
Oh, nice.
Not the top of the Murder Mountain area, but he lived in Humboldt County.
Nice. That's a cool area.
Nice.
I called him and I said, "Hey man, your town's on Netflix." He's like, "Yeah, you might want to check that out."
Yeah. Do you have, what do you got on the docket? I mean, you just did 2 pretty epic trips. What do you got planned for the rest of the year?
I have got in September. There is a great guy that I've talked to for a long time, and Wish and All Things Outdoors and Goat and David Gray just got to do a backpacking trip with him before me. It's Justin.
Oh, Justin.
All Good in the Woods.
All Good in the Woods.
I am going to the Presidential Range with him in about a month.
Oh, wow. Nice.
God, I'm praying for your knees.
Don't blow out your knee like David did.
Oh, man, did he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, maybe we weren't supposed to.
I don't know if that's public knowledge. You blew out his knee.
Yeah.
Don't blow out your knee.
It's not good.
Jeremy's going to be devastated.
Yeah, he's.
And then October, there's a great guy called Miyagi.
Yeah.
Miyagi on the trail.
Yeah, we know Miyagi.
So I think we're going to do the Smokies with Jeremiah and a couple other guys here in Kentucky. He's got a couple of channels, Smoky Bees Natural and
yeah. I know Smoky Bees.
They just got through doing the Shelatoe. They hiked the Shelatoe. Those 2 guys. So I think we're all going to do a trip together. And I haven't met those 2 guys yet. And those guys being in Kentucky and everything, I really need to go out with those guys. So in October, we're going to do something in the Smokies. And then I think in December, I'm going to try to do some Simpsey Wilderness in Alabama with Crow. That's Crow Flies Hiking. I'm going to go meet him.
Alabama.
And do a little bit with him.
You got a solid docket.
Aggressive backpacking schedule.
Good for you.
COVID's not stopping you.
Yeah.
What's that? I don't know what that is.
The good thing about this whole pandemic thing is backpacking is, of all the things you can do during this, backpacking is like the one thing
safest.
That's not really affected by this, really,
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about it.
One thing that I tell all my buddies, is just go ahead and get used to, when you go in a store, just wear the mask.
Yeah.
Just do what you got to, because in the 80s, I don't know how old you guys are, but I was around as a kid in the 80s. It was nuclear war.
Yeah.
In the 1990s, it was the ozone layer. The 2000s, it was climate change. 2020s, it's going to be pandemics. So we will see.
Just keep your head down.
Yeah.
Put the mask on. Keep your head down.
On your shoulder.
Exactly,
Yeah.
man. Keep the sanitizer. Wash your hands. Keep the mask on, and just do your life. You got one life. Live it.
Yeah.
I meant to ask you this. How was like traveling?
To
Colorado and Oregon. Was it weird?
Planes were packed.
Really?
Now,
I guess
one flight there wasn't that many, but most of them, the Oregon flights was packed. Yeah.
If someone coughs
sure.
on the plane, are people like, who is that?
Oh, dude, there's this little old lady who just went off coughing, and she was coughing and hacking, and she couldn't get it out of her. And the guy beside of her was just razzing on her, teasing her. And, after the flight, he's like, hey, I was just kidding, and everything. But bless her heart, she was just hacking away, and she was like 2 seats behind us over there. And I was like, oh, my God. I was like, if we're ever going to get COVID, this is going to be it. Yeah. Even before COVID, I was almost ready to wear a mask on a plane because I always felt funky after them. But, yeah, it was surprising, everywhere's the same. You just wear a mask, go in the store. Some people get freaked out. Some people don't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way it's going to be for a while. So.
Yeah. I have not.
What about you guys? Are you all like going to the office, or are y'all still at home?
No, we're both Andy and I have been working from home since March.
Dot too. She's been working at home. Housing been crushing it though.
I know, dude. I know, right? Yeah.
It's been killing it.
So interest rates are fantastic. I mean, this is a great time to be in. It's a great time to sell a house. It's a really good time to sell a house.
Yes.
It's also a good time to buy a house. So yeah, like literally, I mean, I told you this, like we built a house and moved in March 31st. So like right when the pandemic hit big time, we were both, my wife and I work from home, and it was a good time to move into a new place because like you couldn't do shit. So just get the new place furnished. And now I never thought I'd be so sick of my basement. Cause I mean, my basement's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I do miss the office.
I don't think we're I think we're work from home at least until until there's a immunization or something. I don't know.
I mean, basically our company. So in Ohio, I don't know if Kentucky might have followed the same trend. So in Ohio, things started to get better, like
end of April,
end of April, May. The case counts were going down, and our employer was like, all right, we're going to start this return to office plan. Cases are getting better. And then Memorial Day hit and 4th of July hit. And now it's like all bets are off. Their initial plan was to get 50% of the people back in the office by Labor Day, but that's not happening at all.
Nope.
So, and that we both, we don't work in the same building or anything, but they cleared out all of the cubicles. They cleared everybody out of the building.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's the new normal. It's weird.
Do you ever think that they might transition from having office space and just keep you all at the house?
I don't know.
I hope so.
Save rent?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But before all this happened, the building that I work in, they had just pumped $270 million into it in like upgrades and stuff. So it's going to be hard for them to be like, oh, work from home now, but it is a cost saver.
Yeah.
And like, so I go through these phases of working from home. Like at first it was like, oh, this is sweet.
I miss seeing people.
Yeah. At first it was like sweet.
That would be the biggest.
Yeah. And then, so it was sweet for the first like 2 months, man. Like I'm saving all this time commuting. Like I can work out at home easier. It's cheaper. Effectively, I don't have to use my car. I just moved into this house. So I was like, oh, this is sweet. And then in like June, I was like, man, I'm so sick of my basement. And I'm so sick of not seeing people. And I'm so sick of only having one monitor. Now I've flipped back to like, okay, I'm just used to it now.
Yeah.
And I'm embracing the fact that from a practical standpoint, this is better.
Here's a fun stat for you, Jason.
Yep.
there's a solid chance, and this might apply for you too, I don't know. There's a solid chance that Kevin and I, the only restaurant we will have eaten in 1 year.
I'm going to a restaurant tomorrow.
Okay, never mind. I might keep this streak going. The only restaurant
I'm going to a patio though.
Okay, is Applebee's in West Virginia. If
this
keeps going
so
on,
we went to, in between our West Virginia trips, we our whole thing, I'm sure you guys the same way. After we get done from a backpacking trip, we're like, we are going to the nearest restaurant. We're getting a draft beer, a burger. So we're in the middle of nowhere, West Virginia, and we come out of a 4-day trip. And we're like, dude,
we're in between two trips.
And God love them. The only thing that was open was Applebee's.
And they had just opened up their dining room.
Just opened up the dining room. And that's the only restaurant I've been in since February, I think.
You got to be kidding me.
Yeah. No,
I know. I'm going to a restaurant tomorrow. So that'll change. But God love it. Applebee's, it was fantastic.
No, the pens were soaked in bleach.
Everybody was spaced out. You know,
they did a good job.
They did a great job. And we weren't wearing masks, but all the people that working there were wearing masks.
Well, once we sat down, we took them off.
Once we sat down, we took them off. But that's
I like Applebee's.
I love Applebee's.
Yeah, it was good.
Cheap. They had
solid.
disposable menus. Like they had this thing nailed.
Yeah.
In the middle of like backwoods West Virginia too. Like not a place you would think that would take COVID seriously, but they had everything in the Hampton Inn we stayed at.
Yeah.
They had everything good to go.
Yeah.
So I am going to a patio restaurant tomorrow. So I'll go to patios now.
Nice.
I would like to go to a patio.
It is weird though, man. I mean, it's just
we did have 50% for restaurants.
We have that.
Really?
We have that.
But then they dropped it back down. Now
see, we're at 50%.
We're at 50%. Just nobody want. A lot of people don't want to do it.
Yeah. Are you guys under a statewide mask mandate?
Yeah, we got to wear them in the store.
Yeah.
Okay, so
if you go in stores, you got to have the mask on and all that. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's fine.
If we don't like it, vote him out. That's the way I see it. So,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
I
complain about it.
I like rocking the bandana. You look like a badass.
What's your mask of choice?
A black one.
Nice.
I got a black mask.
Nice.
I did have Dodd had like a bandana because I used to be like, I'm not wearing no mask. You know, I'm just going to go. But when it's a mandate, you know, I'm going to put the mask on.
Yeah.
I don't want to be mask shamed.
No, don't. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, dude.
Mask shaming is a thing now.
Did you have a buff with you? Could you at least like whipped out a buff and go?
I had a buff like on my head a lot of times.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm outdoors.
Yeah.
I'm outdoors.
Yeah.
I'm not, I'm 6 feet away from you. Like when I'm walking by you, I'll go way far away.
Yeah.
So I'm not close to them or anything. But I felt the mask shame.
Do you know anyone that's gotten it?
No.
Really?
We know a lot.
We know a lot of people that have gotten it. Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising. We know a bunch of people that have gotten it. Nobody that's gotten it serious.
No, I know people that have lost family members.
Yeah.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people get tested, but it's all negatives,
That's good.
Yeah. My wife got tested, but she was negative. So I probably know 5 people that have gotten it.
Yeah, I know about like 5 or 6, and then actually, I know 3 people that have gotten it their family member have gotten it and passed away. They were in the ultra high risk category.
Yeah.
Definitely some really serious pre-existing conditions, but they lost.
How thankful, and Andy and I are thankful too. How thankful are you that you're in a line of work that wasn't majorly affected by this?
Very, very thankful. In 2007 to 2009.
Yeah,
I went through the housing.
That was
crash.
not a good time to be in housing.
Man, that was a hit. That was like a hit. So, things are great now. But
do you think business is better now?
Banks are smarter. That's the biggest thing.
Yeah, for sure.
The banks
not
are
giving
way smarter.
not giving mortgages.
They're not giving junk mortgages
Yeah.
anymore.
People come in there and just say, I need $250,000. They just, back in the old days. But now they're like checking things, and they want you to put a skin in the game.
Yep.
So they want you to put some money in there too. So banks are much smarter. That's why I don't feel like there'll be a crash again.
Yeah.
I think, it might be slow times, but I don't think it'll ever do what it did during that, because you live and learn.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, are you seeing an uptick in business because of COVID?
I don't think so.
But it's not down.
Been rolling.
But it's
definitely
flat.
not down.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's a good time. It's a good time right now. Like, if you can buy a house, it's a good time. If you can sell a house, go into a nicer house.
Yeah,
it's a good time.
that's what I did, and it ended up being a good financial decision to do both of those things, to both sell my old house and buy it and build a new house. But
I will say, Dot, she bought a house like 2 years ago, and right now it's worth probably $35,000 more.
Wow!
Than it was when she bought it. So I was like, that's free money. It's like equity.
Yeah, it is equity.
Sell it.
So I was like, good for you, and I was like, it's a good deal. It's a good money maker on that.
Do you know a lot? Do you know anyone that's like lost their job because of this? We don't really.
No.
Other than Devin over at Backcountry Exposure, but I think he's back.
Yeah, Devin had it rough. So
he's a school teacher, though, isn't he?
No.
He's
a manager of a climbing gym.
He teaches a college course, and he manages a climbing gym. And
they got shut down.
They got shut down initially, but I think they're back. But we don't know. I mean,
and I bought a food bag from him. He's got an Etsy shop now.
He does have an Etsy shop.
He brought his bags back.
He seems like the nicest guy.
Super nice.
Like, if I leave a comment, he always answers.
Yeah,
and I've talked to him like through Facebook Messenger. I was asking him about some trails, and we was going to try to go out to Utah and meet him, but of course, this.
My dream is to go out there and go fly fishing with him.
Yeah,
that sounds awesome.
Yeah. A lot of dreams have been on hold.
Yeah,
we were supposed to go to Arizona in May. COVID took that away.
Went to at least we got West Virginia.
At least we were able to still go backpacking.
There's a little place called Kentucky that y'all can
go
to.
That's we were reminiscing about how much fun we've had at Red River Gorge, so we're definitely going to hook up with you.
Yeah, we need to go to River Gorge with you.
Yeah.
Either that, or like in the wintertime, I like going to Cave Run Lake.
Okay.
It's a beautiful area of creeks, lakes, it's nice trails. It's real fun, to go out there during the wintertime. It's pretty nice.
I'm considering a little renting a cabin staycation with the wife in Red River Gorge, actually, like a non-backpacking trip.
Yeah. If you want me to scout out the cabins.
If I do that, I'll be giving you a call. Don't worry.
Like which ones? It looks like the nice one.
You guys can come hang out. It just seemed like a cool place to do that. I never, and it's only 3.5 hours from us. It's really not that far.
If your wife's okay, a little on heights,
she is.
Try to look up the tree houses in Red River Gorge.
Yeah,
Mohican has those too.
Are they like you can rent them and stay there?
Yep, sure can. And some areas they have like the glass floor.
Oh,
it's called. She's probably watching this. Like the tree houses.
Tree houses, and
is this something you can do in colder weather?
That I don't know. I don't know if you can build a fire up there.
I'll check that out.
Yeah.
Allie, she's watching. Google that.
Allie,
check that out.
Check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Dot and I just got. We did Gatlinburg not too long ago, and I took her up to the Space Needle in Gatlinburg.
Nice.
Yeah, she kind of freaked out on that one.
I've been there.
Like 400 feet. I think it's 407 feet.
That's funny. That's how crowded was Gatlinburg?
Packed.
I've heard that.
No mask.
No mask.
In the store, people put on the mask. Outside, no mask.
The interesting thing is, I was thinking about this today because I was reading some of the papers that have come out. There's really not, in terms of the known transmission, now there's a lot of community spread that we don't know where you get it, but people, by and large, of all the known transmissible cases, they're not getting it outside.
No.
And they don't know why. It's interesting, actually. Outdoors.
Well, isn't there the theory of UV?
There's that, but then it's like, what about people at night that are outside? They might be getting it.
Maybe just exposed.
This thing is spreading in bars.
Yeah.
And to a lower extent, churches. You know, people indoor, and the interesting thing about bars is people tend to they're closer together and they tend to be talking louder, and that they think that's part of it. But the point is, by and large, if you're outside, it seems to be pretty safe, which is not the case with a lot of
But
stuff.
what about? But aren't they attributing like a lot of the spread to the riots as well?
I don't know if they are.
I think they are.
I don't know.
I think they've traced.
Certainly, there's going to be some spread.
Absolutely. Maybe not as much as you would.
But I think if you're out, like if you're backpacking, that's why when you said a lot of people that were hiking in Oregon were wearing masks, that surprised me.
Oh yeah, 80%. Every bit of it.
That surprised me.
My friend who's going to Colorado in a couple weeks was saying that some of the trails where they're going to be actually say that they require a mask on it. Which is,
if it's a highly trafficked trail, that would make sense.
Yes.
But like outside here, like when I go running, I'm not wearing a mask.
No, I'm
walking
not
around outside. I'm not wearing a mask.
No,
I'm wearing a mask, and I'm not anti-mask or whatever. But I just feel like if you're outside and you're not within 10 or 20 feet of people, you know, I'm good.
Do you want to get to?
Do we have?
Yeah, we got some comments for you, Jason.
We got some comments. So we've been going almost an hour. Didn't that go fast?
Yes, it has.
Yeah,
chit chat with you guys.
Yeah, man. It's a shame.
Live show.
It's a shame because we much prefer to do these in person. And we're gonna bring you back up because you gotta see the new studio, man. I got stuff to show you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, what is it? Where did we go last time? Mohican? No.
Yeah.
Where did we go last time?
No, we went to
Zaleski
for just an overnight.
Zaleski.
That was fun. That was fun.
That was super fun. And I'm trying to think.
In the rain.
I know.
Sleet. Rain and sleet, freezing rain, snow. That was a fun trip. But I'm trying to think. Do you think there's going to be a Ohio YouTube meetup this year?
No, because you know who normally organizes them.
Yeah, but he would still. I'm talking because of COVID.
Oh, I don't know. I doubt it.
Yeah.
What? You don't think Adam Restless?
I don't know. He's out of the YouTube game, but I still think he would do it.
I miss Restless.
He's around. He would love to hear from you.
He's around.
Yeah. He's not making
I'd
video.
love to go. All I've ever seen Restless at the Ohio meetup.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go backpacking with him.
Oh, yeah,
and
he's fun. Yeah, they're fun. We did Archer's Fork with them.
Yeah.
It was super fun. All right. What do we got? We got some comments for Mr. Jason?
Okay, so I'm going to start at the top. So Jay Perry says, how does the Red River Gorge compare to Linville Gorge? Have you been in Linville, Jason?
I have been in Linville Gorge.
So how would you compare him?
Now, the gorge has my heart.
Right.
But I'm going to have to say that the Linville is pretty spectacular.
Dude,
I think the views are better at Linville.
Linville Gorge has some views.
It is very massive, and the river. When you go down by the river, the rocks in there, and it's big, and they have campsites with great big nice fireplaces, and the scenery up top, like Rock Jock and Table Rock.
Yeah, it's beautiful,
pretty spectacular.
But the hiking is definitely more aggressive at Linville, I will say.
Yeah.
I wish I lived close enough to Linville to do the off-trail stuff to see what it's like.
No, we tried it, dude. We tried it. It was an absolute disaster.
It sucked.
It was a disaster.
Rhododendrons
we have a video. That's the first time we met Frozen, and we attempted to do an off-trail segment.
We kind of did it.
We did it for a little bit, but we had to bail because it was so bad.
We had to find a road. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad.
But the views at Linville were amazing. But the views at Red River are fantastic.
Linville Gorge is pretty incredible.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I will say the Linville Gorge is like bigger. It's just bigger. There's spots in the Red River Gorge where you can see those boulders and stuff, but it's really like it's not as plentiful as it is in the Linville Gorge. Like I said, the Red River Gorge is gonna have my heart, but Linville is way up there.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's better than the Red River,
but you're saying it's better. You heard it.
You hear what I'm saying? But I'm not saying it. Okay.
All right. Next question says, so Jason, what's your favorite? This is from Huck Outdoors. What was your favorite part of the recent Colorado backpacking trip?
Falls Creek Pass.
Yeah.
Walking up or going down the Falls Creek Pass top on there. was absolutely incredible. To see those waterfalls, snow-capped, the lakes, the creeks, to see all that scenery, the little, I think they're called marmots, these little marmot animals.
I saw
They
your
look kind
video.
of
I
like
saw
a
you
groundhog
posted.
or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Man, when I beefed up on me, swelled up, I was like, dude, I'll knock you out.
Don't step on me.
But that would be my favorite, and I really like Huck Outdoors channel too. I think his name is Jason also.
Yeah. He I watched some. He was with Devin doing a bunch of stuff. Was that was he Huck? Were you with Devin and Bryce and Amy? I think you were.
Yeah, he was, and Dan.
And Dan, that's right. Yeah.
Dan.
Yeah. All right. This is from Ben Hodges. Says thoughts on using an umbrella for backpacking. Jason, you have any thoughts on that?
I have never used one. I watched a guy the other day, and he really gave a lot of good tips on using an umbrella. And I'm still on the fence. He almost sold me, but a lot of times when you're hiking in the rain, mostly you're under canopy. And so if you just put a jacket on, or it's windy. And if you got wind, the umbrella's useless. And there's very rare time that the rain is just coming down with no wind. And that's the one thing that I'd hold up on. So I'd probably say I'm against it. I think I'll stick with my rain
What
jacket.
about, so when I ever
What
think
about
of,
sun?
What about for sun? That's when I think to use them.
Like the Chrome Dome.
If I was doing a desert, which I had never got to do a desert, and that's definitely on my list, I think I would. But if I was just like up on top of a mountain, like in Oregon or Colorado, where you're above the tree line, no, I still wouldn't do it.
I think I would use the buff in like long sleeves.
Remember when we talked to Erin from Backcountry Foodie, and she got a serious injury from the umbrella?
She got a serious like shoulder injury from like carrying
Wow.
Because she attached it to her shoulder strap. Yeah. Because she set out to through hike the PCT, and she made it like 500 miles, and then threw out her shoulder from the umbrella. And then she went over to the AT. It started at Harper's Ferry halfway through to try to get she like rehabbed her shoulder.
That's right.
Then went to Harper's Ferry to try to continue north.
Yeah,
and then I think got another injury. So
that's right. That's funny.
All right. So next,
I know it. Tim Watson had a pretty sweet.
That, wide brim hat.
Tim had that big sun hat. I love Tim. He's got the tucked in Columbia shirt with the big hat, with the sunglasses. Yeah, classic Tim.
I was out there really, I think for 6 days, but 4 days on the trail.
Yeah.
Not once did he get dirty.
Well, in his video,
very clean.
In his video, he's showing cleaning his underwear. I was like, who does that?
I did see that on the stream.
Yeah. I think he went and bathed and took a swim out there, but it's too cold for me.
Yeah.
But Tim is one of the best guys in the world to go backpacking.
I've
got
never
to go
backpacked
with him
with
on a
him.
lot of trips here lately and stuff, to the Gorge, to Dolly Sides, Colorado, and I enjoy it every time. Tim is a funny guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, we've never backpacked with him, sadly.
Okay, this is from, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Sukaful. I heard Jason's heading to the White Mountains in September. What trail are you checking out? I highly recommend doing the Pemi Loop.
I am doing the Presidential Range. I think that is what Justin told me. And if you could, check out It's Good in the Woods. His channel is really blowing up. I think he did 10,000 subscribers in a year.
Those hot tent videos, man.
Man, he is like born and raised in the woods. He is all about outdoors. If it's kayaking, canoeing, farming, growing, I mean, everything, hiking, backpacking, he's all into it. So I'm really, really excited to go out there.
Nice.
Super, super excited.
Michael Cahill, he's your buddy, right?
Michael King.
Oh, never mind. I'm sorry. Michael Michael Cahill said, this is just good to know. Nobo to Damascus is at mile 470.
Oh, so you're close.
Okay.
You're close.
So, yeah, I'm close there.
You're really close.
I guess you might say 450 then.
Yeah.
Around there.
You're
450.
close.
Yeah, you're getting there.
There is some awesome waterfalls on mile marker 420.
Yeah.
I mean, the views. I think it's called Laurel Falls.
Good views at 420.
Yeah, mile marker 420. There's waterfalls.
I know that's just what it says.
It's 420.
420. It's a great campsite.
It's just a field.
It's a field of weed. All right.
All right. Huck Outdoors said we did some glissading on Ray Lakes, but only 30 feet. Okay, let's hi, first time caller, long time listener, Scott Foster. I'll call you out, Scott.
Booyah.
Okay, here we go. Scott Foster says, does anyone know if you can stay in shelters along the AT or in Great Smoky Mountain National Park? Also, how do you practice social distancing in a shelter?
That's a great question.
I think prior to COVID, the shelters, except for the Smoky Mountain National Park, shelters are first come, first serve.
Are they? Do you book them in the Smokies?
Yeah, you have to get a permit.
You've been through the Smokies.
If you don't
How
have
does it work?
If you don't have an AT permit, I think you got to book them, right?
Did you stay in the shelters?
I did the Smokies from end to end on the AT. It's like 70 some miles, and no. There's ridge runners up there.
Yeah, they'll
and the
check
ridge
you.
runner was like, he said, you have first come. He's like, and I said, man, I don't want to stay in that shelter.
Yeah.
I got a nice hammock.
Yeah.
I got a nice hammock. And they's like, you're good.
Okay.
So they let me go down there. So if you're doing that section, they kind of want you to, but it's not mandatory. Nobody was like, hey, you need to stay in that shelter. Now, if I may say to that guy, I would say, if you're going to the shelter areas to stay, I would say, don't stay in the shelter. I would say stay in a tent or a hammock and not go in the shelter area.
Yeah.
Hey,
you don't have to worry about social distancing.
And by the way, I forgot to ask you this, and this was on my mind. How did you like sleeping in a tent in Colorado?
Yeah.
I do a tent. I usually just do it in the wintertime.
Yeah.
Because I like being in a enclosed area in the winter. Like even sometimes I might turn on my gas a little bit, warm up.
Oh.
But I enjoy that little dome area.
We need a hot tent. We need to get a hot tent.
Man, just turn on your gas canister.
Dude.
You're in the duplex. Just turn it on.
We need to get a hot tent. We can all hike it in.
Yeah.
We'll get a 6-person hot tent. You know what we'll do in the hot tent?
Maybe I can get Justin from It's Good in the Woods to hook me up before those hots.
We'll make it a hot tent.
All right.
Okay.
Man, I live in Kentucky.
That sounds
like
inappropriate.
20 degrees.
All right. All right. This is a good question. B3 Outdoor says, if you're taking questions, best way to cook a burger backpacking. Jason, you're the you're the king.
Flip it often. Everything outdoors is when you're cooking, so you don't have a set on there.
Yeah.
So if
are you
cooking
in a skillet? Are you cooking on a grate? What are you doing? What's your ideal?
If I had my ideal way, I would have a good rock, not a wet rock. Wet rock will explode.
You're cooking on a rock?
Oh yeah, a lot.
Really?
All the time.
Wow.
Yeah. So you take that rock and try to have it thin, but if you just set it in the fire, you can feel when it's hot. If you put your hand a couple inches from it, you feel it's hot. That's right there. Then I would just do it right on the rock. That fat from the hamburger will be able to, move it and everything on there.
I've never cooked on I've never cooked on a stone.
Yep, I do steaks like that all the time.
Really?
Right on a rock.
You don't? Because I know I've seen you pack a grate in.
Yeah. I've been spoiled here lately.
Yeah.
So, I've been carrying that. But, no, you can just do a rock. I do it quite often.
I've never done that. We should do that.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, that's good.
Good.
So there's just a bunch of comments.
I would say that's the best.
I'm looking.
A stone-cooked steak. Sounds kind of good, actually.
Sounds like a man.
I do want to make your steak and peppers that you make.
Yeah.
And you got me
spoil us.
You got me turned on to.
You even made a full breakfast with biscuits.
You turned me on to the idea, and I never considered doing this, of pre-cooking some things and just heating them up out there. I don't do that enough. Like with meat and with ornate dishes, like pre-cooking it and just heating it up. We would always try and cook it out there, but some things it's so much easier to just cook it at home, fresh, and bring it, and then just heat it up when you're out there. Like things like meat-based dishes. I need to do that. You turned me on to that.
That first night, why not? I mean, it's your first night
right,
in the woods.
Exactly.
Why not make something pretty tasty?
No, you're actually honestly, you're the only other backpacker we've gone with that is into cooking food out there. Because Andy and I do that a lot. And most people we go with don't do that. You're the only other one that really has, you do it more than us, actually. but you're the only one that does it like regularly. You know, it's kind of weird.
I've done a lot of. I do a lot of like lake camping. Like car camping. Stuff like that. You know, a lot of lake life. So when you got that, you got coolers. You can bring eggs, bacon.
Yeah.
So that's kind of stuff I like to do.
Yeah.
In the summertime, if you're doing the AT, no way. I just have to have, oatmeal.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. I do like the Nor sides. I'm not a fan too much of dehydrated food. Maybe some backpackers. Not backpackers.
I know.
Packet Gourmet.
Packet Gourmet. Yeah, their stuff's so
It's
good.
good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Let's keep going here.
We need Sam here minding the comments.
I know. There's good comments in here, Jason. After this goes live, or after this gets, make sure you go and look at the comments. There's a lot of love for you in here.
Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody. I appreciate that.
Scott,
The backpacking community, man, it's been awesome.
It's a good
the last
community.
couple of years.
Yeah. It's a good community.
When I start investigating some videos for out west, and there's a whole another level of people out there.
Yeah.
People that you see at big channels, you're like, who are you? But
like a couple
it's
100,000.
or just like 10,000, 15,000, 5,000. You're like, wow, man, you got a good channel. And it's just stuff, though, it's out west that they're doing.
Yeah.
So,
Scott Valor says, try the Makers without ice. It has nice sweet flavor, then tends to fade when it gets cold. So I just poured some without ice.
And what do you think? The Makers was pretty good. Ooh. What's your favorite bourbon? You're from Kentucky. I don't ever see you drinking bourbon.
Whoa.
So from my childhood to the 20s,
I know.
I cannot drink bourbon no more.
Really?
My belly, I never throw up. I never
gives
throw
you
up.
some wicked heartburn.
But the bourbon,
what was your bourbon of choice?
I liked Old Granddad.
Yeah.
And I liked, to be honest, so I was young. I like Wild Turkey.
Oh,
we
Wild
love
Turkey's
Wild
good.
Turkey.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble,
Yeah,
gobble.
yeah. Gobble, gobble. I like Wild Turkey. I really like Wild Turkey on ice.
Yes.
Yeah.
We were drinking that a lot.
Let's see. A lot of course, Jim Beam, something like that. You're young. Maker's Mark, Crown Royal, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which Crown Royals, but yeah, Makers is huge in Kentucky.
Yeah, I like Makers.
Everybody gets the special bottles and all that.
Yeah.
But now I'm more of just, maybe some beer and tequila.
Tequila, and
Tequila's good.
I really like tequila, and you reignited my passion for tequila after we went backpacking.
No, the best is that when we went back, when we were with you
at
Mohican, you were just like pushing the bottle in your face.
I like
drink
tequila.
This.
The Ohio meetup.
Yeah.
The Ohio effing meetup is where.
I hope we do it. I hope we do it
I want
this
a bottle
year.
of tequila.
Yeah. Here's our
Here's our trammy.
Our trammy. And Atod's in the chat.
Yeah.
We still have it.
Yeah. I keep saying one of these days we're gonna drink it, but then we just don't.
No, it looks too cool.
It does look cool. Yeah.
Hey, Tuesday I was out with Jeremy. I was out in the gorge with Jeremy.
Oh, nice.
And I took him to a spot that's kind of way out, and it's a swimming hole in a creek and all that. And we stayed out there, and Jeremiah came. No YouTube and no nothing, just hanging out.
Oh, that's fun.
And he said he's trying to figure up some awards. He was wondering if the Ohio meetup was going to be this year or not.
Hey, him and me both.
Yeah.
I think I would go.
Absolutely.
Please, Restless. Yeah. Come on, Restless.
Yeah.
Put it up. And did we nominate Bryce's yard? Bryce's land? As the Ohio meetup?
We could do it here.
I mean,
sadly,
I could. You got a big land?
We have access.
We do.
We have access to it. We could if push came to shove.
We'd have to be a little careful though, but
we might. Yeah, I mean, you've been to that meetup. It's a frat party.
Yeah.
It's bigger than a frat party.
Yeah.
I mean, it was off the hook last year.
Yeah.
Hey man.
I know. That's what it's like.
That was party time.
Yeah.
That was fun last year. There's a good group of people at stake. I think it's probably 30, 40 people.
Now you weren't there. The year before was bigger because it wasn't 20 degrees. It was 85 degrees the year before.
Yeah.
There's one year y'all had it that I heard a Frozen story.
That was the year I'm referring to.
That was Frozen's meetup.
That's what do you mean meetup?
He had a meetup.
He had his own meetup.
He had his own meetup, which was basically an Ohio YouTube meetup. All right, next question.
What do we got?
Okay, if you're ever in Colorado, you have to try 80 Law's 4-grain bourbon.
Okay.
Sounds good. Okay. Oh, yeah. Miyagi says, we would like to hear how the boys handled the altitude in Colorado coming from east to Mississippi.
Doesn't sound like you handled it all too well.
Yeah, not too well.
Especially after drinking tequila. No, it was pretty tough. It was very rough. And Miyagi, I'll be seeing you soon, Miyagi. You ever see Miyagi's buddy Milos?
No.
Yeah, I have in his videos. Yeah,
but he commented and said Milos was coming to whatever you guys are doing.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. But
okay. Oh, outdoor transient says have not worked since March 16th. That's awful.
Wow, sorry.
Ginger Rush says I haven't worked since March either. Yeah,
sorry.
That's terrible.
Sorry.
Okay. Richard Bannister says, glad to hear you are coming back out of this way for the TRT. Do you have a recommendation for a container to carry a small amount of ice cream, something cold for the
Yeti? Dude, the Yeti, we have these little, Yeti makes these little like lunchbox things that we carry frozen stuff in.
I have a zippered one. It works great. It'll give you one. It'll give you 1 day. Okay. Let me see here. I'm going through, looking at a lot of good comments here. Outdoor Transient said, Andy, you still rocking the alcohol stove? I sure am, except we've been lazy and been using the pocket rocket lately.
We have a bunch of canisters too.
We're trying. You know, you have that problem too. You always have those canisters lying around.
Dude, I've got.
Have you watched his freaking gear storage video? This dude has like 10 MSR cans.
More than that.
Yeah, I remember watching that. He's got like 10 of those red cans in there.
Oh man.
I go on the AT and I take those little ones on the AT. And so when I'm out there, whatever, 4 or 5 days, and so when I get home, I hear a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
I set it to the side. So when I go on a new trip, I just buy a new one.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, man, I've got tons.
Are you always afraid that you'll like take one of those like partial cans and run out on the trail, and so you're like, I gotta get another one?
That's what we do.
I took one.
Yeah.
I took one time. My buddy was going stoveless. He's like, hey, I'm going stoveless. Then he said, hey, can I borrow your canister? I was like, yeah. And time goes by, I look over, and there it was running. I said, hey, man, you done with that? And he's like, yeah, sorry. And which he forgot about it. So I ran out of gas. I was like,
he had it open?
Yes. And then which he didn't have a stove either. So then I had to go stoveless for the rest of the trip. I was like, thanks, dude.
That sucks.
Tyler Campbell Outdoors says, just got back from Red River Gorge trip last weekend. Had a great trip. That's awesome.
I think I gave him some tips. I think he emailed me.
Yeah.
I'm about positive he emailed me. Yeah.
Nice.
So Scott Foster is dropping some knowledge, said the protest didn't attribute much to the spread since people mostly remain 6 feet away and mostly wore masks. That's good to hear. Greg Morton, I see some people in Colorado wear masks on the trail. They pull them up when they get close to people. Was like Oregon? Did they have them down, and then when they get close to you, they pull them up? Is that what you saw?
Colorado, not so much. No, where I was at. Not so
but what
much.
about Oregon?
Everywhere, man.
Yeah.
When I say 80%, I literally mean 80% of the people had masks on.
Yeah.
It was amazing, and I cannot say how nice everybody was.
Yeah.
Everybody was just so nice.
And they're nice to you, the jackass there that doesn't have the mask.
Who's got the little accent? They're
okay, that's fair.
Southern boys here.
Yeah, all right, he gets a pass.
That's
welcome
funny.
to Oregon.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Linville kicked me last summer. River crossings were pretty sketchy.
Yeah.
That's from Patrick Harris. I fell in the Linville River.
I think the bridge washed out a few years ago at Linville.
Really?
Yeah, it did.
So,
it did.
Oh yeah, because we crossed it.
Yeah, we had to crossed it.
We had
to cross the Linville River on foot, and that's when I fell in.
Yeah.
Tyler Campbell Outdoors said my son described Linville as Red River Gorge on steroids.
That's fair.
That's fair. Yeah, breaks my heart, but yeah.
Greg Morton said those were yellow-bellied marmots that you saw.
Yellow-bellied marmot. Thank you.
Scott Valor said, how hard was it because of the thin air up in Colorado?
Extremely hard. Like 1 mile would take like an hour.
Wow.
And and breathing and extremely hard. But I must say, you're going to have a smile on your face the whole time.
Yeah.
The scenery and the views. And then, once you get up to a point where you take a break, you're all right. It's like just tough breathing.
Arcana's in the chat. Nice. Thanks for joining, Arcana. He says, greetings. I'm chilling in the Dax. I don't know what the Dax is. I imagine that's probably a lake system because you're probably kayaking right now. Y'all should come sometime. Bring David.
Nice.
Chilling in the Dax sounds nice.
Yeah. Ginger Rush says, I got a book on not trying. It's part of Team Andy's staying at home for months program. Yes, Ginger. Yes. Ginger, practice those knots.
That's funny.
Don't be like Kevin and be like, oh, what do I do? Overhand knot.
Just tie like you're tying your shoelaces. You'll be fine.
Tyler Campbell says Pemi Loop was awesome. Did that a couple years ago. Hiking in the whites is challenging. Yeah, I watched all those videos of hiking in the whites and it looks rough, Jason. So good luck to you.
That's pretty funny.
I'm taking one of my Kentucky buddies up there too. So.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. I'm just going through the last, see if there's any other questions.
Anything for Jason?
A lot of good stuff here. Makers 46 is fantastic. Buffalo Trace is great.
Buffalo Trace. How did I forget that? Buffalo Trace.
Scott Foster says, how much does Jason charge? Oh, okay. How much does Jason charge to show up at our campsite and make gourmet meals in the woods? What's your going rate these days?
Well, as long as you're pretty fun. To be honest with you.
Jason just wants to party.
Cook it up.
Yeah. Greg.
If you're ready to act like a teenager, I'm all game. Be there and be stuffy.
Nice.
It's gonna cost you a lot.
Nice.
Okay. Greg Morton says, "Are you guys coming back to Colorado for another hike? If so, when?"
You guys or me?
You answer first, and then we'll answer.
I'll always be in Colorado.
Yeah.
I'll probably do a
Colorado's
Colorado
sweet.
trip almost every year.
We're itching to go back there.
I don't know when we'll be back, but at some point we will. We grew up going to Colorado in the winter, so it's like it's very personal to us. We love it. I
think it is one of the most incredible states in the United States.
Yeah.
I think it's insane out there.
Here's a hilarious question from B3 Outdoors. Is Jeremiah really late to rise in the morning?
Dude, when you brought that up in your video, I laughed so hard.
I know.
Because the answer to that question
Tim
is
Watson was like, and as usual, Jeremiah's up at 10.
Yes.
Well, I have camped with Jeremiah more than you all have ever seen. Jeremiah's just an hour from me, so we go quite a bit, especially where he's not teaching a lot right now and everything. And yes, I call it waiting on a stringer. And
we just leave people like that.
Yeah.
So, it was Tuesday. Me, Jeremy, and Jeremiah was at the gorge. And that morning, Wednesday morning with Jeremiah, I'm over there shaking his hand like, hey, Daddy, I got to have him some hot water for coffee. I was like, hey, dude, here's some extra hot water. You make some coffee. But yes, Jeremiah's a late sleeper. He sleeps till 10 if you let him.
Yes, he is.
All right. We'll do a couple more questions. Unpaved Explorer, who I recognize from the meetup. Jason, did you eat all coffee? Yeah. Did you eat all your bear sausage?
Yes. It's all done.
All right.
Didn't kill any of the Ohio guys.
Yeah. Tanya Browning says, going to Backpack Pictured Rocks end of September. Bucket list trip. Shill's got any tips or tricks for the trip? Has Jason done this? Have you done Pictured Rocks?
Me and Miyagi was going to do it this year, and then they closed it because of COVID.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm going to reschedule it next year.
So
our tips for doing it.
Here's a couple tips. In September, you'll be good from a bugs perspective, which will be awesome. The trail is so flat.
It's very easy.
It's so easy.
Awesome.
My biggest complaint about Pictured Rocks is that the campsites are very closed.
There's a lot of
people, but you can always go down to the beach and have dinner at the beach, and it's a lot of fun down there. But the campsites
Can you camp at the beach?
No.
Okay.
Well, not any of the campsites we stayed at.
You're not allowed.
But Pictured Rocks is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, it's view after view after view after view after view.
Better than Linville Gorge.
Hiking.
Better than Linville Gorge.
Hiking.
It is absolutely breathtakingly incredible.
You just got to miss bug season.
I was so pumped to go this year, and then they closed it.
I mean
there's a group of us. There's 10 of us going to be there.
Yeah, it is incredible.
Okay, one last question here from B3 Outdoors.
What's something strange Jason has experienced backpacking?
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah. So what's a weird thing that's happened to you on the trail?
Man, like, I'm trying to think of something that
Sasquatch? Any
I
Sasquatches?
could tell. No Sasquatches.
Any like random people that have done some sketchy stuff? Weird animal encounters? Emergencies?
Well, okay, real quick. There's an emergency situation to where I was doing a kayaking trip, okay? And it happened where I was going out on a kayak and I pulled over because so much water, the water levels was insane. I mean, I was where I shouldn't have been. I was just getting slammed. So I had to pull over and dump my water. So when I was getting back in it, a big rush of water took my kayak and took it off.
Whoa,
and I lost my kayak. So my kayak took off and I had a buddy way, way up in front of me. Lost my kayak. All I know is I was in the water, hill this way, raging river this way. So I keep on walking. And I walked for maybe an hour knowing that I had no signal. You know, I'm just going to have to walk till I find people somewhere. I had no shoes, no nothing like that. Seen turtles, seen snakes and everything. And I found my kayak. Somebody put it up on the side on there. So I was like, all right, I got my kayak. I hop in the kayak and there was like a island, this great big island. There was a left and a right. And I was like, man, I don't know which way to go. Of course, I'm still getting hammered by the white water, the rapids and everything. I got lots of water. So I go to the island. I hop out of my kayak and the water takes my paddle, which is tethered to the boat, snaps it. So I'm there with a kayak, no paddle. And to which we had to hit the 911. We had to hit the rescue out there. So some people had to come help and all that. My buddy thought I died. You know, he seen my kayak flipped over. And
wow.
And so he
That's
thought I was
serious.
like gone.
That is pretty serious.
So one of the wildest trips, you know, and, you know, I love whitewater rafting, but that was the time when I was like getting used to it. And this was like way, way out of my league at the time.
Yeah.
And, but, you know, I got out of it, but when the water took my paddle, took it out of there, I'd say that was a good one. And then I'd say the other wildest time is at Oregon. When I seen that guy, there was a guy sliding down that snow. Was absolutely insane. There's a guy sliding down this snow. It's like straight up and down. He had an ice axe and he had crampons. And he was taking his foot and just sliding down the mountain and using his ice axe. And I thought that was like, just insane.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
Wild.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sir.
Yeah,
this
Jason.
is fun, man.
Hey, that was almost an hour and a half.
That was just about an hour and a half. Good times, man.
Yeah.
Oh man, yes, and hopefully we all can.
I know. I know.
So,
we need to get on. We need to do something.
We will. We'll do something.
Yeah.
Now I've brought up to you Ben McMillan, Hilltop Pack.
Yeah.
Jeremiah. Us. Maybe go
Let's
to
do
Ohio,
something.
Do a little
Yes.
something up there.
Let's do something.
Come to your house.
Yes.
Do a little.
Let's do it.
Out.
Yeah.
All right, dude. Hey, thank you so much for BSing. This was really fun.
Yeah, it was.
Next
Fun
time we
BSing
talk.
with you guys,
next time we talk, it'll be in person.
You got it, brother.
All right, dude.
All right.
All right. See you, man.
See ya.
See you, man. Peace out. Hey, got one life. Live it.
Yes.